What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've made my way down to Audi Greenville, and behind me is a 2020 Audi R8 V10 Quattro. Huge shout out to them for providing this supercar for me today. I'll have the link to their website down in the description below. They have a ton of Audis out on their lot, so definitely check them out. But this model here is finished off in Kimura Gray Metallic, and it has an MSRP just under $189,000. This is powered by a mid-engine 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V10 engine, and it's only paired to the 7-speed S-tronic dual clutch transmission with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 562 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. The V10 Performance Quattro, however, puts out 602 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. This has the Quattro all-wheel drive system and also allows 100% of the torque to go to the front wheels when needed. It weighs around 3,600 pounds. 0 to 60 can happen in 3.2 seconds, and it has a top speed of up to 205 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 19.3 gallons, you can expect to see 14 miles per gallon in the city and 22 on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 104.4 inches. It has an overall length of 174.3 inches. The width is 80.2 and it has a height of 48.8 inches. Starting up front, this comes with LED headlights with laser light technology, along with LED daytime running lights. It features the traditional hexagonal shaped front grille with cutouts in the lower half of it to provide maximum cooling, along with the wider inlets on each side of that. This has a more aggressive front splitter. There's triangular brake cooling cutouts, again to provide maximum cooling, along with having 4 parking sensors throughout the middle section of the bumper. And as we make our way up to the hood, it features very clean lines running throughout it, helping give it a wide and aggressive appearance. Moving to the side, this has the upgraded 20-inch forged wheels. They have a 10-spoke Y design to them, along with an anthracite finish. Moving to the brakes, this features 8 piston calipers up front with the rotors measuring 14.4 inches and 4 piston calipers in the rear measuring 14 inches. This has a new side skirt design from the previous model. It offers the magnetic ride. It has carbon fiber on the side blades, which is a nice option to see. There's air inlets just on the front side of that. And then looking at the overall side profile, it features very aggressive lines running throughout the door, has a low roof to it as well, giving it overall an aggressive appearance from the side. And finishing up in the rear with the active wing, this has LED taillights along with dynamic turn signals. The backup camera is located just underneath the Audi logo, along with having 4 parking sensors running throughout the middle section of the bumper. This has air inlets on each side where you can actually see parts of the exhaust. These also help in providing maximum heat extraction. There's a new lower diffuser design that's finished off in gloss black, and then on each side is the oval-shaped exhaust. So that is going to wrap up with the exterior walk around on the 2020 Audi R8 V10. Basically, this is a facelift from the previous model, which was the 2018. So we have a lot more aggressive lines all around featured on the front splitter. We have a little bit more aggressive design around the air inlets, as I showed earlier. Now with the key, let's go ahead and hop inside. As long as I have the key on me, I'll just place my hand up underneath. There's an electronic button that we can go ahead and pull on, and it will automatically unlock. Taking a look at the door panel now, it's completely covered in black leather with black stitching, giving it a really nice design. This has an aluminum release handle with lock and unlock in front of that. The side windows are also automatic up and down. All the side mirror adjustments are just in front of that, and they are heated as well. And then this is how you open the front storage space, which we'll get to later in this video. This has a Bang & Olufsen sound system. It features 13 speakers and 550 watts. And there's even more carbon fiber around one air vent, along with another nice trim piece in front of that. Moving down to the door sill now, you can see R8 spelled out. And then as we make our way inside to the black Napa leather seats, they have the diamond stitching to them. Very nice design running down the middle. Good bolstering support to them. And these also feature an 18-way power adjustability with 4-way power lumbar support. Using the controls in the front section, you can also adjust this portion of the seat to give you a little bit more comfort. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel. It has solid leather on the top and bottom, along with perforated leather to the sides, giving you a really good hand support. Flat bottom design to it as well, along with R8 and more aluminum trim pieces running throughout it. On the right side, we have the red engine start stop button. So with my foot on the brake, let's go ahead and bring it to life. And so now with just the electronics on, we can take a closer look at the gauge cluster here. This is Audi's virtual cockpit. It measures 12.3 inches. Off to the left, you can see the engine temperature. You have your fuel gauge on the far right. And then right in the center, currently it's showing the tach. You have your miles per hour right in the middle, along with the driving mode. Power and torque is off to the right. All of this is configurable using the buttons on the steering wheel. On the right side, we have your navigation along with a memory button. You have your volume for the radio along with your Bluetooth controls. Off to the left, we have a view button along with a back, another scrolling dial, and then arrows to the left and the right. And then coming down to the drive select button, we can go ahead and push on that and we'll bring up comfort. You have auto, dynamic, and individual. So I'm going to start off by using the view button. So just by clicking on that, it will make the tach disappear and it splits into the tach on the left side with your miles per hour on the right side. Using the scrolling dial now, we can see your date and time. We can look at fuel consumption along with your short and long-term memory. Then we can scroll over and look at your fuel with a nice graphic of an R8 at the fuel pump. You can scroll over and look at your media, you have your phone, and then the navigation as well. But using the view button again now, we can look at everything on the left side and go through that same exact menu, which is really nice to see. To the left side of the steering wheel, we have all of the headlight controls along with the daytime running lights and everything like that. This has the extended leather package, so you can see it goes all the way around the entire dash. There's more carbon fiber trim running around the center gauge cluster as well, and again, even more leather above that. This has Alcantara on the A-pillar along with the headliner as well, and you can see the diamond stitch pattern running throughout it. Gives it a very upscale look. There's one speaker up in the center. As we make our way down below that, you have two air vents with more carbon fiber trim around it. And then just below that, we have the nice floating design to all of the AC controls. You can adjust the fan speed on the far left. You can also turn on and off the AC just by clicking on it. You have the auto right in the center along with the temperature dial. And then on the far right, you have where you'd like the air to go. So very easy to use all of these. You have your recirc in the front and rear along with shutting everything off right in the center. And then to the left and right of that is the heated seat controls. If we slide this compartment up, you'll see a wireless charging port on one side along with two USBs, an auxiliary port, and a 12 volt. You have a little bit of storage space, so you can fit some phones, wallets, anything else that could go in there. Very nice to have that hidden storage space. Just behind that, we have the traction control button. You have your hazards, your parking sensors, and the active wing. Right in the center, we have the leather wrap shifter. If I just pull the trigger on the far left, we can go all the way back into drive and then go all the way forward. That is reverse. You will see the backup camera right in the center screen here, which is very easy to see. You have your parking sensors on the left side for both front and rear, and the lines do move with the steering wheel as well, giving you really good guidance. To put the vehicle into manual mode, we can just pull this all the way over to the right. You can shift using this or the paddles themselves, and we can put it back into normal mode, hit P on the back, and put it into park. On the right side of that, we have the volume and power for the radio, so it's very nice to see a physical button for that. And then right behind this, we have even more controls for the center screen. So you have your navigation and map, your radio, a rotary dial in the center with your menu and back button behind that. So just by clicking on the menu button there, you can see you have everything that I went over earlier in this video with your phone, your media, radio. You have other adjustments that you can go into along with vehicle settings. And just to show you a view of the navigation screen, you can use the rotary dial to zoom in and out, which is very nice to see. Excellent graphics on this system for sure. And then surrounding the entire shifter and all of these controls, of course, is more carbon fiber. You have leather on the sides here. It gives it a very nice premium feeling design. Right in the center, we have more leather wrapping the center console area. You can push on the aluminum button, both on the driver's side and on the passenger side to open this up. It reveals two cup holders, so you do have that option in this car. Moving behind that, this has a CD player and a nice shelf in the back. You have a little net there for anything else, so you don't have anything flying around. Definitely a good amount of room behind the seats. We'll take another look at these beautiful black leather seats. And then here is the view out of the rear glass, looking at that 5.2 liter V10. Plenty of visibility out of that glass. It is very large. And then up in the center, we have the dome lights, which are touch sensitive, along with some garage door buttons. And now we'll go ahead and take a look at the front storage space. You can either hold the button on the key fob or use the button on the driver's side door. Once this has popped open, you can reach underneath the Audi logo, and there is a nice handle here that you can go ahead and use to open it up. And here we go, the front storage space on the 2020 Audi R8. Honestly, from personal experience with my own R8, there is definitely a lot of room in here for anything that you need. This one has a net on the top, along with one on the right side and the left side. There is a small bag in here, so just to give you some reference, as to how deep this is. I can fit all of my camera equipment in here as well. So for 2 people, you can pack enough luggage, and you have the room behind the seats giving you additional storage space. So there is plenty of room in here for a couple backpacks, anything like that. All right, so now it's time to get the all-new 2020 R8 out on the road. That is my favorite part there. This is a very loud car. So as far as ground clearance goes, just pulling out here, not bad. So if you were gonna daily drive this, you have plenty of clearance. As we get into second gear there. Not even like 10% throttle there, and we're already up to the speed limit just like that. So this is a fun car to be behind the wheel of. But yeah, if you were gonna daily drive this, I don't see any issues with the front ground clearance. We'll give it a little bit of gas. The car has warmed up. Very smooth around those shifts, and taking a turn at the same time, it handles incredibly well. It's so planted. I love the grip on the steering wheel, having the perforated leather on each side. It just gives you a good grip. You have easy access to the paddle shifters, and it's just a fun car to drive. Just cruising right now, it's a comfortable ride as well. Even in dynamic mode, we can go ahead and play with the different settings here. I'll go ahead and put it into comfort, and even hitting a bump like that, it's very non-existent. It's a comfortable ride. It handles these bumps well. And if I go ahead and back into dynamic mode, it gives you a little bit more of a stiff feeling in the steering wheel as well. So it feels just a little bit more direct. And then toggling back to comfort, it does feel a little bit looser. So I like the fact that while this is a, let's call it a grand touring car, it's something you can take out and just go on a nice drive-in, nice cruise, very comfortable. Just by pushing on a couple buttons, you can put it into dynamic mode and take this out on the track, or even some back mountain roads. So it's very versatile in that aspect of it. Going over all of the interior materials now, this car has pretty much every option that you would want. It has all of the extended leather, so you get it on the dash. You have this really nice headliner. I love even just seeing the front half of it here. Taking this hard right-hand turn. Wow, it is so planted. That is unreal. It is a very, very well, or good handling car, I should say. You have leather on the entire center here, along with carbon fiber. You have carbon fiber on the side doors too. It just overall, there's not much else I would want in the interior. It pretty much has everything. Downshift to second. We're gonna take the same turn in the opposite direction. Just give it a little bit of gas. Unleashing the full potential of this car would be so much fun. It looks like it redlines just over 8,500 RPM. So you have a lot of room to play with this car, bringing it out on the track and things like that. We're gonna go ahead and downshift. Third gear, second gear. Ooh, a little bit of pops there. As soon as I hit that paddle, it is crazy how fast these shifts are. They are very, very responsive. I might as well talk about the overall visibility. For mid-engine vehicles, most of the time it is hindered, your visibility, especially over your right shoulder. So while even daily driving this, it's honestly not that bad. You have your side mirror to look out, of course the glass in the rear, which is very large, so it gives you plenty of visibility to see around that area. Over your left shoulder, you have a good amount of visibility. I like that there is that large glass behind your front window. So while technically there's 4 pieces of glass on the side doors, it actually helps with a quick look over each shoulder. I can see that window there. I can see this one here over my left shoulder. So it's nice that they didn't just stop the window there. And then obviously looking out of the front is very easy to see. A-pillars are small, so that gives you plenty of room even between the side mirrors and the A-pillar. You can see a little bit. I love having the virtual cockpit right in the center here. You have everything that you need to control at basically your fingertips. You have buttons on the left, right, and down in the center. So at the same time, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of buttons, even though you have them kind of grouped, I'm gonna say, in 4 different areas. So the 2 on the steering wheel, 1 down here, and all the AC controls. Everything is laid out very well. It is incredibly easy to go through all of the technology that you have right in front of you here. And I've driven a whole bunch of other Audis before, as I get the thumbs up. I've driven pretty much every Audi there is, and it's all very user-friendly and very intuitive. It's easy to get used to everything. We're gonna drop it a couple gears again, take it around this turn. Oh, and it gets up just like that. Plenty of power, even at very low RPMs as I am in right now. Well guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for my test drive in the 2020 Audi R8 V10 Quattro. Huge shout out again to Audi Greenville for providing this supercar for me today. I will have their website down in the description below. Definitely check them out. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.